YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Rome 2 with another online commentary battle. This time it's going to be a successor kingdom brawl on the Medicina, which I guess is the grassy barflands of Rome. So my opponent recognized me, so apparently he watches my videos, or has watched my videos, or just knows who I am, one of the two. Asked if I wanted to do any particular scenario, and I said no, because Baktria Seleucids actually sounded like a fun matchup. I originally picked Swavey, and he picked Baktria, and I was like, I'm not that good. If I'm good at all, which I'm really not. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be taking any Baktria Swavey fight. Just end up being a slaughter for me. Anyway, I've got 3 Median Cav, 1 Hellenic Cataphract, 2 Royal Peltist flanking a Shield Bearer, and then I have 3 Thorax Swords as well. And then I've got 2 Hillmen, 2 Peltist, and 2 Thurio Spears. Now my idea with this army is I've got Thurio Spears to support my Median Cav, which are going to be a failure compared to what I expect him to bring, which would be Baktria Noble Horse. And then my infantry was built strong because I knew that Baktria is most likely to bring thorax swords, it seems like, from what I run into. And then potentially the infantry general that they bring, the Bactrian Royal Guard. So I wanted to have infantry that would be able to just straight up beat his own, which would make him need to be more desperate with his cav, which is where I was hoping that my Thurio Spears and Peltist would be able to help take out his cavalry without them getting as many kills as they want. And then Hillmen, just for whatever. Meat shield, flanking, whatever I can do with them to be useful. So my opponent's army is 5 thorax swords up front, and a Bactrian Royal Guard gen, so I do have him outmatched in the infantry department, but he's also got 1 Eastern Spearman, looks like 2 Thurio Spears, 3 Bactrian Noble Horse, and 1 Citizen Cav, as well as a Hellenic Cataphract. So our armies are fairly close match. The biggest difference is he brought 3 Persian Light Archers, and I brought 2 Peltist. His Persian Light Archers won't be able to do too terribly much, but intelligently he does target and focus on one of my Royal Peltists to do as much damage to them as possible. So, anyway, let's just go ahead and watch what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and just charge his infantry line. It'll certainly be fine for me. He used Whistling Shot, but it goes over the top of his own men and hurts his own men as much as it does mine. So the Whistling Shot here won't do him any good. Though it's a fair idea to try and drop my melee attack, but you have to be in front of your men to use Whistling Shot without affecting your own men. It looks like he's still using Whistling Shot. I'm going to engage these Thurio Spears with my Hillmen. Thurio Spears will probably win, but it'll get me some chance to use my Hillmen for something. Again, just keeping his cavalry pushed back on both flanks so that they can't do any good. Now at this point, his cavalry is getting pushed back, and I'm going to go ahead and sneak back this way with my Cataphracts and do a quick rear charge on some of his Thorax Swords. He's going to go ahead and bring his Eastern Spearmen this way to support as well, and then I'm just going to fall back with my Cav and Peltist and protect my back line from charges. His Cataphracts are moving clear around the flank, which gives me time to kind of keep an eye on them. And I'm going to leave this 1 Median Cav with the support of these Peltists to just hold up his Cataphracts. I'm quickly punching through his infantry center. His swords are kind of hopelessly outmatched here. He continues to fire Whistling Shot, which I'm not sure is really doing him a whole lot of good here. But it's an interesting idea. Not a lot of people use it. But it's lowering his own attack as well as my own and hurting his own morale, and my guys have better morale here. Though these Royal Peltists have taken fairly substantial casualties, all things considered, so not bad there for him. Again, you can just see I'm just keeping him away from my back lines with all of his cav, and succeeding at the moment. I got that quick back charge with my Hellenic Cataphracts and turned that fight in my favor, and then here comes another back charge up the center. So my Royal Cataphracts now going to have a devastating effect on what was already a lopsided infantry fight, but this is going to put more pressure on his own Cataphracts, which did destroy my Median Cav, but have been pushed back by my Peltist. He is going to go after my Peltist here. That's fine. I would have been more afraid of a back charge from those Royal Cav, or Bactrian Noble Horse. And at this point, my Cataphracts are going to go try and silence his archers, because the infantry fight has quickly swayed into my favor. Well, I mean, it was always in my favor, I guess, but at this point, it's definitely mine. And now I just need to play delay here with my Median Cav. Just delay, give my infantry even more time to finish off his guys. And again, these Peltists are now going to be a delaying force. I hate to have to use them this way. I'd like to get a volley off, but I probably won't. I don't have them on fire at will, just because I didn't want them to waste ammo, so I didn't get a volley off. My opponent charges him with Bactria and Royal Noble Horse, which is going to be big time. But now my Shield Bearers can assist, and I'll close the vice with my my other units in the vicinity. So this is what I wanted. So by the time my opponent's cavalry get into position, they're now not going to be able to be too terribly effective in this battle. He's got Thurio Spear, or Eastern Spearmen coming in. He's also got these Thurio Spears, but my Royal Peltist will be able to beast him out. My Cataphracts going unopposed, destroying his archers, though Cataphracts are slow at getting to archers. And his Thorax Swordsmen are actually winning this fight here. And then I have to use these Thorax Swords to just try and keep his Citizen Cav again. Got to keep his men away from my back lines. I don't want him to get away from this fight with any infantry remaining. Nice charge from his Citizen Cav here, by the way. And it should get some kills. Actually, not as many as I expected there. This Royal Peltist is now fighting his general, his Bactrian Royal Guard. And that's a fight a Royal Peltist should be able to do fairly well in. But his Bactrian Royal Guard's a tough unit. And if he supports it like he does right here, it will win. So, good move here, trying to get rid of these Royal Peltists. His own Hellenic Cataphracts now coming in looking to do some damage, and this unit can't possibly get braced in time, so they're going to get flank charged by his Hellenic Cataphracts. So that is going to be devastating. Those guys are going to get wrapped up pretty hard. Yeah, and they do. My own Cataphracts helping to get rid of one of his Bactrian Noble Horse, and then I can flee away from these Thurio Spears. Just leave my Median Cav there to die, and I'm going to go finish off his archers once and for all. I got a Shield Bearer back here now, though, and I can do quite a bit of damage with it. I got this Thorax Sword, this Thurio Spear, a Peltist, and also now a Royal Peltist. So my opponent still has a decent number of troops left, but he's running out of tools. You can see here he's going to do a rear charge with these Bactrian Noble Horse. Probably shouldn't have gone for the Thurio Spears. Although getting rid of them could help his cavalry have more of a chance. The problem is I've got these expensive shield bearers here, and it's going to be really hard for any of his cavalry units to deal with it. And my Royal Cataphracts are still around as well. Now they are a little far away from the battle, but I just don't want his archers making a difference at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and kill them. Some rear fire into any of my infantry with his archers and stuff like that could be devastating at the moment, so I just don't need it. I'm going to put my shield bearers in here to help sort out this fight. That's going to present a tempting target for my opponent. He's going to do a good job of tying down these Thurio Spears and then bringing in this this Hellenic Cataphract here. And it is going to be a devastating charge in the back of my general. So this was a mistake, committing this unit early. I should have just used it to defend the back of my own Thorax Swords until my Cataphracts could come. So that was a mistake. But since he engages his Cataphracts, all of a sudden my Royal Peltist and my Javelins open fire. So this was a little bit hasty by my opponent. Good idea to try and destroy my general. But the units I have left are fairly disciplined, and it wouldn't have made a huge difference. It would have gotten one of those shield bearers out the field, which would have been good, but he lost his Hellenic Cataphract for doing that, which was a heavy price to pay for killing 30 or 40 of my shield bearers. Now his general has done excellent in this battle, really excellent. I do have it intimidated right now though, so he can't use any of his abilities, and I'm going to engage him with this Thorax Sword. Let's see what he's got over here. Some Thorax Swords trying to take down my Royal Peltist. Does a good job outflanking, but not sure that it's going to make a difference with Royal Peltist. They can probably fight their way out of that. And now my Cataphracts are back on the battlefield and able to make a difference. Now he's bringing his last bit of Cataphracts in for a nice rear charge here, but I'm going to turn around and throw my last few Javelins. Killed another one of his Cataphracts, and I'm going to kill the rest of them here. So these guys are going to be gone once and for all. And then he has to turn around his Bactrian Royal Guard and try and brace. And so I just call off the charge with my Cataphracts. Though Cataphracts have been patched to where they can't turn around very quickly. Why in the world we can't do this to chariots, I have no idea. But Cataphracts have already had done to them what should be done to chariots. So anyway, my general, his general does have to now turn around. He finally gets his abilities back and he immediately throws in Battle Rhythm. This is just going to allow my Cataphracts to line up for a second charge. My Shield Bearer general's beasting it out over here. It's completely surrounded, but it can fight off these two units. And then here comes the rear charge into his Bactrian Royal Guard. So put Trample on at the last second too, just to make sure extra damage was done. Try and take these guys off the field. Noble performance by his Bactrian Royal Guard. Anyway, so that's going to end up being a Pyrrhic victory for me. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Nice successor kingdom matchup. So again, his Eastern archers were some money he spent that didn't end up doing him any. Well, I mean, they did him a little bit of good, but not a lot, it looks like, in the end. Now, they didn't get any kills. They used a lot of that whistling shot, but none of my men were really too terribly affected by the whistling shot. His Bactrian noble horse, very expensive cav, and not really able to rack up any super efficient kills here. Royal Cataphracts getting a couple of nice charges and helping get rid of at least one of my units, and a couple of my units, I think, actually. So not bad on the performance of his Cataphracts. Mine killed all of his archers, though, and got some rear charges on his infantry as well, so I got a ton of kills on mine. And then this Royal Peltist here just beasted through a bunch of units. My Median Cav didn't kill much, but I never really intended for them to. Shield Bearer did okay. Hillman, whatever. I mean, as long as they get a few kills, then it was almost worth it with them. Look at his Thurio Spears here. Great work on the part of those units, getting a lot of kills. One of mine did as well. But Thurio Spears getting that much kills is usually worth it too. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage, signing off for now.